Well, hello there and happy midweek Wednesday to all of my Scorpios. All right, Scorpios, listen, I'm going to tell you this right off top. Your worst compatibility. I know this is not a love reading, this is a general reading. So it covers everything: love relationships, your money, whatever else, family relationships, any things that come out in these cards and these readings, I share it with you in this general reading. Again, this is a general reading for my Scorpios, anywhere Scorpio is in your chart, not just your sun sign. Scorpio is your moon, rising Venus, MCIC, wherever Scorpio is in your chart, I am talking to you. Let's get it. Your worst compatibility signs is Leo, Gemini, and Libra. According to metropolitangirls.com, and for good reason. I want you all to go and read up on it yourselves. Your worst compatibility signs are Gemini, Libra, and Leo. Yes, Scorpios. Let's get into it. Again, this is a general reading, so take what resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal reading, my information is down below. There is no pressure. As a matter of fact, I always encourage you all to at least go watch some of the other videos in your birth chart before you schedule a personal reading with anybody, because you may be able to get your questions answered. All right, and some of the other videos. All right, so we are still officially in the new moon phase. So hopefully you all are getting your rest, resting your minds, not over stressing about anything. Hopefully that's the case, because you're about to get active. We have a first quarter moon coming up very, very soon. So stay focused. Somebody is sitting around ruminating over something that ended. It's not helping you, or it's not helping them. But I do see some good news. I do see a breakthrough, because I do see you, instead of, let's look at the cards. We have the Six of Swords and the Ten of Swords, right? And we also have the Ace of Swords. So I'm looking at a breakthrough here for you all, because eventually, as time moves on, you're going to sail away from the depth of emotions attached to a relationship that ended, whether it was a job, romantic relationship, or whatever. Somebody may have felt like they were in a relationship with their soulmate. Here is the Two of Cups. But again, I see you just sailing away. Disappointed, but nevertheless sailing away, right? Yeah, no longer sitting around. Four of Cups, ruminating over anything else. Because what is it doing? Remember, we did the number 0 on Sunday, so adding zeros to your worth, your time equals your currency. Are you going to waste time thinking about this situation? That's why rest is so important, so that your body and your mind, your spirit can heal from all of this. Just coming to terms that, hey, it is what it is. I need to move on, and I'm going to start writing this next chapter in my life moving forward, right? And what does this chapter look like, right? So that you can get active. That's what first quarter moon is about. We are still in new moon energy. So as you're resting and as you are taking time for you, just kind of detoxing your spirit and your mind and removing certain energies from your space, you're also thinking, when I start dating again, or when I start looking for my soul tribe again, what are the characteristics that I want in that person or those people? Right? Yeah. So, like I said, if certain people have been leaking your energy, they are wasting your time. They're wasting your money, right? So I do see somebody having some childlike faith moving forward. Here we have the Six of Cups moving forward, right? And remember, I said the worst compatibility, right? Any sign could work with any sign. It's a matter of learning how to balance out your own scales of justice. Remember, you have two ruling planets. Your ruling planets is Mars and Pluto, right? And so Mars and Pluto, if you learn about what those planets represent, Pluto is your source of power, your position, your capacity to transform, your sexual desires, your deepest hope, and your fears. Mars is the planet of your energy, your libido, your will, your sexual desires, your romantic attraction, your creative drive. So if this person excites you and ignites a flame inside of you, but they're also leaking energy from you where you can't do anything else. And I don't mean because the act was so intense where you don't feel like doing anything else. I mean, like, emotionally they are just draining you, and you feel like, okay, there's a tug between my flesh and what source is trying to tell me. This person is great in bed, but emotionally they are just draining. They just feel like they suck the life out of me. You're going to have to go with source and not your flesh, right? So this is not something that you need to overthink at all. It really isn't, because there's better out there for you, right? And so you are your soulmate. So again, you know exactly what you want, right? When your energy is balanced, and I'm talking about the Two of Cups here, you know exactly what you want. You know what signs you get along with just great. Signs that are who will appreciate your intensity in relationships, but won't emotionally drain you, right? They won't emotionally drain you. If anything, it's almost like I won't say they're giving you life, but you want to stay away from signs that causes hostility and frustration. Every time you think about them, it's just like this tug of war. Those are the ones you want to stay away from. Sometimes it's easier to do that when it's a same sex relationship, like two girlfriends. And I don't mean sexually girlfriends. I mean just like two friends, right? Two women, okay, that's easy. But when if it's a love interest, whether you are in a romantic, like you're in a homosexual relationship, sometimes that may be harder, or you're in a heterosexual intimate relationship, that may be difficult as well. But if you're just two friends, and you feel like every time I think about, let's say if it's a woman and she's like your best friend from childhood or something like that, or best friend or whatever, you may say, okay, that's easier for me to sever ties with because we just don't get along. Every time I think about her, I just get emotionally drained. But let's say you're dating a guy or you're dating a woman, and the sex is great, but emotionally this draining and it causes hostility. That one may be more difficult. So again, instead of overthinking it, remove sex from the equation, and then that's gonna clear things up for you. Remove the flesh from the situation. Sit down and think with your logical mind, just not with your emotions, right? Think with your logical mind. Does this person, because that's going to be the thing that's going to take your relationships to the next level. The only thing you as a Scorpio should be concerned with is it an energy leak? Do I feel emotionally drained and frustrated, or I'm sitting around like, okay, this is a struggle? If you got to put "but sex is great" in there, it's not going to help you in the long run. It's going to actually affect all of your relationships. Yeah. Your money, everything. It's going to affect everything. So again, I do see you tapping into your divine masculine energy, and I see you really taking action to sever ties with something moving forward. Deeper thing here, looking at your cards too, is also, like I said, when I talked about the signs that you were least compatible with, right? When I mean like the worst compatibility, not just the least, but the worst compatibility. Scorpio. I'm gonna show you where I got this from. This is because a lot of times people want to know, well, what signs am I compatible with? Even though this for me is a lower frequency, because it's a lower frequency, because if you know yourself, right, it won't really be that much of a challenge. But according to this website, it says Gemini is one, which is an air sign. Libra is another one, which is also an air sign. And then Leo, which is a fire sign, right? So somebody could have been in a relationship with one of those three signs, and it was like emotionally and just like literally feeling just like, oh my God, this is just an energy leak, right? So I have 2 out of the 3 air signs. So it's not saying that Aquarius is one of the worst signs that you could be in a relationship with. That could actually be a good relationship for you. But you got to look at the other piece of this. You got to look at another part of this, right? Or Aries or Sagittarius may not be the worst, but again, you're looking at the pros and cons of the relationship. And if the physical part is the only thing that's keeping you together, then you have to decide, okay, is this relationship causing issues in all of my other relationships where I'm sitting around like this. Yeah. I don't necessarily like to talk about signs, particularly, especially with compatibility, whether it's compatibility in work or compatibility in, because we all have ruling planets. And so, like I said, whereas yours is Mars and Pluto, you got to think, what is draining your energy? That's Mars. Mars is aligned with your energy, your libido, your will, your sexual desires, romantic attraction, your creative drive. If sex is the thing, like I said before, and I can't reiterate this, that's driving you crazy in a relationship, causing you to overthink it, move on. If it's messing up your other relationship, once you realize the central role you play in creating your life, you will embrace every day as a new world. Renewal is effortless and spontaneous. Yes, I am the sender and receiver of reality. I meet myself in an unbroken embrace. Yes. So, for some of you all, let's say you're okay, because you're a fixed sign, you're a divine feminine sign. Gemini, for instance, being one of the worst compatibilities. Geminis are mutable signs, and they are divine masculine signs, right? So let me share a little bit with you here. Okay. So it says, okay, yeah. It is said that opposites attract, but this is not applicable in this case. Gemini and Scorpios have opposite elements, air and water. They basically are like chalk and cheese, according to this article. Gemini is too changeable for Scorpio, who demands total commitment, right? That's just one. That's part of it. Then it goes on to say, in few words, finding common ground can be difficult for these two. It will be hard to empathize and express their feelings. So making it work will imply lots of love to appreciate and understand each other's differences. So again, any sign can work, even these worst compatibility signs. But again, you have to really know you, and you have to be completely balanced out. And then it goes on Libra. Again, air and water clashing. Libras and Scorpios have very different views of the world. Libras are characterized for their fairness and love, mental connection, and meaningful conversations. It says Scorpio can be stubborn and jealous, which can confuse Libra. And then it goes on to say, and again, you all can read these in your own spare time. Both of them will have to listen carefully to each other and learn to value their virtues in order to create a solid, deep relationship. Okay, and then Leo, for those of you who care. Leo, a fire sign, and Scorpio make an intense, dramatic, and challenging match. Both of them tend to seek power, which can result in clashing egos and willfulness. Scorpios can certainly not flatter Leo, nor accept to be dominated by them, right? Scorpios, let me move on down to here. As long as Scorpio respects Leo's pride and Leo accepts Scorpio's sensitivity, they will make a solid and passionate couple. Like I said, any sign can work. It's just a matter of, respecting each other. And those are just a few that were tossed out there. Let's see what else we have here in the cards. Scorpios. Like I said, this is not a love reading. This is a general reading. Like I said before, somebody is moving on from something, and they're operating their childlike faith, so you can move on and start writing your own chapter moving forward. So again, rest is going to be very important during this first quarter moon phase. First quarter moon in Taurus. So this is about knowing your worth and adding zeros behind it. Just in case you're new to the channel, go back and watch Sunday's video about the number 0, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Page of Cups, right? So you've learned how to refill or replenish your own water. So there's some new emotions here. There's some new emotions. Like I said, you may be disappointed, but you're forgiving the person and you're moving on from the situation. You're moving on. Yes, let's see. All right. A time to give rather than a time to take. Somebody's going to be, really going through checks and balances. Virgo is really, really about analyzing a situation, right? They are the I analyze sign. And so this is where you're going to really look at your situation and decide moving forward I need to analyze my own life. If instead of me sitting around overthinking the situation of how things went wrong and how I may have felt like a person hurt me or that kind of thing, let me look at myself and see exactly up front what it is I like versus what I don't like, and then starting applying it moving forward. Sing. Somebody singing a new song. You're in perfect harmony and peace with yourself after coming out of the number 9, which is the death rebirth number. Yes. So I love this for you, Scorpios, because again, a little fun part at the beginning about compatibility. Like I said, I don't buy too much into any of that because, again, we are ruled by planets, not by other people. So if your energy is complete, your dualities are balanced out, you're divine feminine by default. You all are nurturers by default. And so if you apply your divine masculine side, which I'm seeing equal here, divine masculine, divine feminine, like I said, perfect harmony, and you're analyzing the situation, and like I said, and this is also sender and receiver. Sender is the divine masculine, receiver is the divine feminine, right? I am the sender and receiver of reality. I meet myself in an unbroken embrace, right? So I see somebody in perfect harmony with themselves because they decide to leave a situation they were once overthinking during this period. And so it's almost like I said, on the 8th of this month, we're headed towards the first quarter moon in Leo. So I see somebody getting fired up about moving forward into their next chapter. That's what I have for you. I'll see you in a couple of days. Bye.